In this technical demonstration, I'm going to show you how you can get started with our DOVU Scooter demo project. This project connects to the DOVU API and it provides a good starting point to understand how to integrate and how to use our Oauth flows. First things first, we need to take the repository and clone it. So in our terminal, run git clone repository, and we're going to navigate to this repository. Before we continue, we need to double check our environment variables. So if we come to our editor, we can see that this environment matches our current database, our credentials, and our API. This time we are looking at the DOVU.earth, which is effectively our mainnet, and we have already built a DOVU scooter. This can be shown right here. So now what we do is we use the make command to build our application. You can see all our commands here. So in this case, we run make create. This will pull down all the dependencies that the project requires. It will try to run the MySQL command if it can, and it could create an environment file and do all that good stuff and migrate all the databases. If we check the database here, we can see that all the tables have now come in. If we come back, we now have an environment file with our app key and like everything we require. Next bit of business is we need to add our API, client ID, and our client secret. So in order to do this, you need to log into dovu.earth. When you begin, you will likely be using dovu.dev, which is effectively our staging/test environment. But in this case, you would need to ask for partner permissions, and to do so, you need to contact us, which will allow you to create client applications. So you click on this link here, which will open this page. You'll be able to create an Oauth client. So you click on create new client and you add a name. So in this case, DOVU Scooter demo. So this redirect URL is the Oauth redirect URL that you need in order to auth users from your DOVU Scooter application to the DOVU API to generate keys. This uses the standardized Oauth workflow. In order to do this, you need an exposed URL. In this case, we're going to use ngrok. You see, if we used our normal make start, this will expose a local host URL, and we don't want that. What we need is a exposed URL. So if we move to DOVU Scooter demo and then type make expose, this uses ngrok. If you don't have ngrok installed, you can use localhost.run, but ngrok is very reliable for these kind of situations when you want to test things out. So here we have this forwarding URL. We want to grab this HTTPS one and then paste it into here. But next, we need to add the exact endpoint that we require. So in this case, if we go back to the code and we click on routes and web, we have the callback. This is your authentication callback URL for DOVU, for the Scooter app. And so we just pop that on the end and we press create. This will generate a client ID and a client secret. And this is a client ID of 10 and the secret here. So if we copy the secret, paste it here, and then write 10 here. We need to refresh the connection here in order to make sure that the environment variables are refreshed. Run again, and we should be good to go. From here, we're going to grab our forwarding URL. We could use the localhost URL, but because we're going to call back to it later on after the authentication, it makes more sense to use the ngrok URL. So here, I'm going to paste it. There we are, that's better. Now, this uses HTTP, so the CSS showed us successfully. Now, if we take away login, and we want to register a new user. So in this case, I'll type Matt Smithies. Email address would be, let's say, matt.s@dovu.io. The password is going to be 12345678abc. And here we've got 12345678abc. So a very basic login. We register. And when we come to this screen, and this screen allows us to connect a DOVU account, our DOVU wallet, and start earning. We click on the Start Earning button. Okay, so in this case, we have an invalid client. The invalid client failed. Okay, so what is wrong with this situation? Okay, so what's happened is here we have the app URL has been set to localhost. This is incorrect. This app URL needs to be set to your external app URL that you have set. So if I come back to the Scooter demo and we grab this line here and we paste it here, and as of course we refresh the connection and then we restart, and then see if that works. Click on Start Earning, and now what we can do is we can link a real DOVU user to a Scooter demo. So the email address in this case, matt.s, and let me just grab my password for dovu.earth. And paste that in there. Authorize. And so now what we have is we have the DOVU Scooter as its own service. We have the DOVU API, and we have linked a user through Scooter from DOVU API into the Scooter app. This means that we can reward a user. So if we click on survey, we can enter in any kind of details that you require. So you'd say Scooter ID 8123. The issue is something is broken, and we submit. And once you submit, if you have the DOVU wallet installed and you have logged in with your previous credentials, you'll receive a reward on your phone. It will be a push notification for 0.01 DOVU. This will come through. This is one I created earlier. This is what you'll see on your phone. And if you click on that push notification and open up your transactions, you'll see that you were rewarded DOVU from your account to your account effectively. So for instance, if you're a brand, you would say congratulations, your name, and then brand has just paid you 0.1 of a DOV. If you want to explore the DOVU token API some more, please take a look at our documentation. This is simply developer.dovu.dev. You can see it down here in the developers section, and this will kind of go into details about how you can reward users and set up offers, create offers, and redeem offers. Thank you so much for watching this video.